Marcus Hill stood at the prison gate, but he did not walk out. The gate was open. The guards were done with their shift. The road outside was clear. Freedom was right there. But Marcus could not move. His hands shook like they did not belong to him anymore. His eyes jumped from side to side, scared of things that were not there. A guard had to say his name twice before Marcus even heard it. "Marcus, you're free," the guard said. Free. That word used to mean something. Now it felt empty. Marcus took one small step forward. His legs felt weak, like they might snap. When his foot touched the ground outside the gate, he screamed. Not a loud scream. A broken one. People turned to look. Marcus fell to his knees and covered his head, crying like a child. This was not the man who went into prison. And that was the truth no one wanted to talk about. The inmates went inhuman. They came out broken. And Marcus was just one of them. The memory hit him all at once. The cell. The silence. The lights that never turned off. The voice that said nothing, but still felt loud inside his head. Marcus pressed his hands against his ears, but it did not stop. "What did they do to you?" a woman whispered nearby. Marcus looked up. He wanted to answer, but no words came out. And as the world spun around him, the last thing he remembered was the sound of a door locking shut again. Then everything went dark. Before prison, Marcus Hill was normal. He worked at a car wash in Ohio. He liked burgers, loud music, and watching football on Sundays. He laughed easily. He talked too much sometimes. He had friends. He had dreams. Then came the night everything changed. Marcus was riding in a car with two friends. The car was stolen. He did not steal it, but he did not stop it either. When police lights flashed behind them, fear took over. The driver crashed. Someone got hurt. Marcus ran. That mistake followed him forever. The judge called it criminal behavior. The paper called it another young man who chose the wrong path. Marcus was sent to prison for many years. On the first day, he still believed he would survive. "I'll do my time and come home," he told his mother through the glass. She cried. "I'll be okay," he promised. He meant it. The prison looked old and gray. The walls were thick. The doors were heavy. Guards shouted rules. But Marcus still felt human. At first, his cell was small but not scary. He had a bunk bed, a thin mattress, and a tiny window too high to see out of. The nights were loud. Men yelled. Some cried. Some laughed in ways that felt wrong. Marcus kept to himself. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. Then one day, a guard came to his cell and said his name. "Hill. Pack up." Marcus thought he was moving to another block. He was wrong. They walked him down a hallway he had never seen before. The lights were brighter. The air felt colder. No one spoke. They stopped at a steel door. Inside was a room with white walls. No bed. No window. Just a chair in the middle. "Sit," the guard said. Marcus sat. The door closed. The room was silent. Not normal silence. This silence felt heavy. Thick. Like it was pressing down on his chest. Minutes passed. Or hours. Marcus did not know. Then the light turned on brighter. And stayed that way. Day and night. No shadows. No dark. Just white. At first, Marcus talked to himself. He sang songs. He counted numbers. He tapped his fingers on the chair. But after days of no voices, no faces, no sounds, his thoughts began to change. His memories felt far away. Faces of people he loved started to blur. He tried to remember his mother's voice. It slipped through his fingers like smoke. When food came, it slid through a slot. No words. No eye contact. Marcus started to feel like he was disappearing. One night, he screamed. No one came. Another night, he laughed. No one heard. After a long time, the door opened. Two guards stood there. "Stand," one said. Marcus tried. His legs would not work. They dragged him. Down another hallway. Into another room. This one had a chair with straps. "Sit," the guard said again. Marcus shook his head. "I didn't do anything," he whispered. They strapped him in anyway. A helmet came down over his head. Not tight. Just close enough. A voice came from somewhere above him. "This is for your safety," it said. Marcus cried. Lights flashed. A deep sound filled the room. His thoughts scrambled. Images burst and broke apart inside his mind. His name felt strange. Marcus. 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 It did not feel like him anymore. When it ended, he was back in his cell. But something was missing. He did not know what. Days passed. Marcus stopped talking. He stopped reacting. He stared at the wall for hours. Other inmates noticed. They whispered about him. That room changes people, one man said. They come back empty, another replied. Marcus heard them. But he did not care. He felt like a shadow. More inmates went in. Some came back shaking. Some came back quiet. Some never came back at all. Marcus lost track of time. Then one day, a guard opened his cell. Hill, the guard said. You're being released. Released. The word felt wrong. Marcus was taken to the front gate. Paperwork signed. No goodbyes. The gate opened. And now he stood there. Free. Broken. As Marcus lay on the ground outside the prison, people rushed toward him. Sirens sounded far away. Someone covered him with a jacket. Marcus stared up at the sky. It felt too big. Too loud. Too real. A man knelt beside him. You're safe now, the man said. Marcus tried to speak. His mouth opened. Nothing came out. Because deep inside his mind, a cold voice whispered something he could not forget. You may leave the prison, it said. But the prison never leaves you. And as Marcus closed his eyes, he felt it clearly. Something inside him had been erased, and he did not know if it would ever come back. Marcus woke up in a hospital bed. The room was quiet. Too quiet. The walls were light blue. A small machine beside him beeped slowly. His arms felt heavy, like they were filled with sand. He tried to move his fingers. They moved. That surprised him. A woman sat in a chair near the bed. She looked tired. Her hair was pulled back, and her eyes were red like she had been crying for a long time. Marcus, she said softly. He turned his head. The woman stood up fast. You're awake, she said. Her voice shook. She walked closer. Her face looked familiar, but Marcus could not place it. Mom, he whispered. She covered her mouth and cried. Yes, she said. It's me. I'm here. Marcus stared at her. He knew the word mom. He knew it was important. But the feeling that should come with it was weak, like a memory that had been rubbed away. I'm out, he asked. Yes, she said. You're out. You're free. Free. The word still felt empty. Over the next few days, doctors came and went. They asked Marcus simple questions. What is your name? Do you know where you are? What year is it? Sometimes he answered right. Sometimes his mind went blank. At night, he did not sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw white walls. He heard the hum of the room. He felt the straps on his arms again. One night, he screamed so loud a nurse ran in. It's okay, she said. You're safe. Marcus shook his head. No, he whispered. I'm not. After a week, Marcus left the hospital and went home with his mother. Her house smelled like soap and food. Family photos covered the walls. Marcus stared at them like they were pictures of strangers. That's you, his mother said, pointing at one photo. You were 17 there. Marcus looked at the boy smiling in the picture. That's not me, he said. His mother's face fell. Life outside was hard. Cars were loud. Stores were bright. People talked too fast. Marcus stayed inside most days. Sometimes he sat on the couch for hours, doing nothing. Sometimes he paced the room, counting his steps over and over. At night, he locked his bedroom door. Still, he felt watched. One afternoon, a man came to the house. He wore a clean suit and carried a folder. My name is David Clark, he said. I'm from a prisoner support group. Marcus did not trust him. You don't have to talk if you don't want to, David said. But there are others like you. That got Marcus's attention. Others, he asked. Yes, David said. Inmates who went into prison normal and came out broken. Marcus felt his chest tighten. David showed him photos. Men and women sitting alone, staring at walls, shaking hands, empty eyes. They were placed in extreme isolation, David said. Some in special units. Some in rooms that were never supposed to exist. Marcus's hands began to shake. I was in one, he said. David nodded slowly. We know. That night, Marcus could not stop thinking. He was not alone. And that scared him more. Days later, Marcus agreed to meet another former inmate at a small office downtown. The man's name was Eric. Eric was thin. His head twitched every few seconds. He spoke very softly. They took things from me, Eric said. Not my body. My mind. Marcus listened. They made me forget my sister's face, Eric said. They made me forget my own voice. Marcus swallowed hard. You ever hear a voice that isn't there? Marcus asked. Eric looked up fast. Yes. That was when Marcus knew. Something terrible had happened inside that prison, and it was not an accident. That night, Marcus found an envelope slipped under his bedroom door. No stamp, no return address. Inside was a single piece of paper. On it were the words, "Stop talking about what happened." Marcus's heart pounded. He ran to the window. A black car sat across the street. Its engine was running. The lights were off. Marcus stepped back slowly. His phone buzzed in his hand. A message appeared from an unknown number. "You were released. Others were erased." Marcus dropped the phone. His breathing became fast and shallow. Because for the first time since leaving prison, Marcus understood the truth. Some inmates were allowed to walk out. Others were never meant to exist again. And whatever happened to them inside those walls was still happening. The black car drove away. Marcus stood frozen in the dark. And deep inside his mind, a familiar hum began to return. The hum in Marcus's head grew louder as the night went on. It was not a sound he heard with his ears. It was a feeling, a deep vibration, like something waking up inside him. Marcus did not sleep. He sat on the edge of his bed, holding his phone, staring at the dark screen. The message was still there. You were released. Others were erased. He did not know who sent it, but he knew it was real. The next morning, Marcus told his mother everything. She listened without speaking. Her hands shook as she poured coffee that neither of them drank. "They are watching me," Marcus said. "From the prison, or from somewhere else." His mother shook her head. "No, Marcus. You're scared. That place hurt you." "It's not just fear," he said. "They don't want us to remember." That afternoon, David Clark came back. When Marcus showed him the message, David's face went pale. "This isn't the first time," David said quietly. "What do you mean?" Marcus asked. David sat down. "Other former inmates have gotten messages. Warnings. Some were followed. Some disappeared again." Marcus's chest tightened. "Disappeared?" David nodded. "They vanished. No records. No arrests. No bodies." The room felt smaller. "They erase people," Marcus whispered. David leaned forward. "Marcus, we are trying to expose this. We think there is a program, hidden inside the prison system. Extreme isolation. Sensory control. Psychological breaking." Marcus remembered the white room. The chair. The helmet. "They told me it was for safety," Marcus said. David's jaw clenched. "They always say that." That evening, Marcus agreed to help. He did not know why. Maybe he wanted answers. Maybe he wanted justice. Maybe he just wanted the hum to stop. They met in a quiet office with no windows. Eric was there too. So was a woman named Rachel, another former inmate. Rachel looked normal at first. Clean clothes. Calm face. Then she started talking. "They took my time," she said. "I don't know how long I was there. I don't know how old I am anymore." She smiled suddenly, for no reason. Then she stopped smiling just as fast. "I was human when I went in," she said. "I came out wrong." Marcus felt sick. As they talked, Marcus noticed something strange. Every clock in the room showed a different time. "Is that normal?" he asked. David froze. Rachel stood up quickly. "We have to leave." The lights flickered. The hum came back stronger. Eric grabbed his head. "They found us," he whispered. The door slammed shut. The lights went out completely. Marcus stood up, heart pounding. "David," he called. No answer. Then a calm voice filled the room. "We told you to stop." A white light snapped on. The room was gone. The walls were white. Too white. Marcus's body froze. He knew this place. The chair rose from the floor. Straps opened by themselves. Eric screamed. Rachel backed away, crying. Men in dark uniforms stepped out from hidden doors. "Subject reacquired," one of them said. Marcus tried to run. His legs would not move. Hands grabbed him. Strong. Cold. Familiar. "No," Marcus shouted. "I'm free." "You can't." The helmet lowered from the ceiling. The hum became deafening. As Marcus was strapped into the chair, one thought burned in his mind. They never planned to let him go. And this time, they were not going to bring him back. Marcus felt the straps tighten around his arms and legs. They were firm but not painful. That made it worse. Pain ends. This did not. The helmet stopped just above his head. It did not touch him. It hovered there, like it was waiting. Marcus tried to scream, but his mouth felt dry and weak. A man stepped into view. He wore a dark suit and gloves. His face was calm, almost kind. "You were doing well," the man said. That's why we gave you another chance. Marcus's heart raced. I was free, he said. You said I was free. The man nodded slowly. The room was silent again. Marcus lay on the floor of a small cell. The walls were gray. The light above him flickered, then stayed on. He was not strapped anymore. That scared him. His head hurt. Not like pain. Like pressure. Like someone had moved things inside his mind and forgot to put them back right. He tried to remember how he got here. The chair. The helmet. The man in the suit. Then nothing. Marcus sat up slowly. His hands shook. He looked at them for a long time, just to be sure they were real. A slot opened in the door. Food slid in. No voice. No eye contact. Marcus pushed the tray away. I won't forget, he whispered to the wall. The wall did not answer. Hours passed. Or maybe days. Time did not feel real here. Sometimes the light went brighter. Sometimes it dimmed. But it never turned off. Marcus began to talk out loud again. At first, just to hear a voice. My name is Marcus Hill, he said. I'm from Ohio. I like football. I like burgers. Each time he said it, the words felt thinner, like they were wearing away. One day, a sound came through the wall. Tapping. 3 slow taps. Marcus froze. He tapped back. 3 taps. A pause. Then a voice, very faint. Don't forget your name. Marcus felt tears run down his face. I'm trying, he whispered. My name is Jonah, the voice said. They took years from me. Marcus leaned close to the wall. They say we're free, he said. But they bring us back. Jonah laughed softly. Free is just a word to them. The next time the door opened, guards rushed in. They moved fast. Jonah screamed from the other side of the wall. Don't let them. The scream cut off. Marcus was dragged into the hallway. The bright hallway. The white hallway. The chair waited at the end. No, Marcus said. Please. I'll stop talking. I'll forget. The man in the suit stepped forward again. You don't forget fast enough, he said. Marcus was strapped in. The helmet lowered. This time, it touched his head. The hum started low, then grew. Marcus screamed as memories shattered. His mother's face broke apart. His home vanished. His own voice sounded strange, far away. He felt himself slipping. As the light burned into his eyes, one final thought screamed inside him. If this ends, I won't come back human. And the machine surged to full power. Marcus woke up screaming. The sound came out of his mouth before he knew he was awake. His throat burned. His chest hurt. His whole body felt weak, like he had been pulled apart and put back together the wrong way. He was lying on a bed. Not the chair. A bed. The room was small and gray. A single light hung from the ceiling. It was dim, but it stayed on. Marcus blinked many times. Where am I? He whispered. The words sounded slow. Heavy. He tried to sit up. His arms shook, but he did it. His heart was beating fast, like it did not trust the world around him. A door opened. A guard stepped in. No name. No smile. You're stable, the guard said. Marcus stared at him. Am I done? The guard did not answer. He placed a cup of water on a small table and left. The door locked. Marcus picked up the cup. His hand slipped. Water spilled onto the floor. He stared at the water for a long time. Something about it felt important. Then he forgot why. That scared him more than anything else. Marcus tried to think of his mother. Her face came slowly, like it was fighting to reach him. Then it faded again. No, Marcus said out loud. No, no, no. He pressed his hands against his head. My name is Marcus Hill, he said. I am a person. The words felt strange, but saying them helped. Hours passed. Marcus started to notice changes. He did not feel hunger. He did not feel tired. He did not feel time. That was not normal. A screen on the wall turned on. White text appeared. Subject shows resistance. Marcus backed away from the screen. Another line appeared. Resistance causes instability. Marcus shook his head. I'm not a subject, he said. I'm a man. The screen went black. Later, voices came through the wall. Not talking. Crying. Soft. Broken. Marcus listened. He pressed his ear to the wall and whispered, You're not alone. No one answered. Then the hum returned. Low. Deep. Familiar. Marcus fell to his knees. The light above him brightened. A voice filled the room. Calm. Cold. This process is not punishment, the voice said. It is correction. Marcus screamed. I didn't do anything, he shouted. I already paid. The voice paused. Then it said something that made his blood run cold. You are not here because of what you did. Marcus froze. You are here, the voice continued, because you remember. The door slid open. Guards entered. Marcus tried to stand. His legs gave out. They lifted him easily. As they dragged him down the hallway, Marcus saw doors on both sides. Some were open. Inside were inmates sitting still. Not moving. Not blinking. Not alive the way people should be. Their eyes were open. Empty. Gone. Marcus understood then. This was the erasing. Not death. Worse. They were still breathing. But there was no one left inside them. Marcus began to cry. This is what you do, he said. You erase us. The guards stopped. The man in the dark suit stepped into view. You say that like it's a bad thing, the man said. Marcus looked at him with tears in his eyes. You don't destroy bodies, Marcus said slowly. You destroy minds. The man smiled slightly. That's how we keep order. They pushed Marcus into another room. This one was larger. More machines. More lights. More chairs. The helmet waited again. But this time, Marcus noticed something new. A small crack in the wall. A loose wire. A flicker in the light. The system was not perfect. As they strapped him down, Marcus stopped begging. He stopped crying. He started watching. The hum grew louder. The helmet lowered. And just before it touched his head, Marcus made a choice. If they were going to erase him, he would fight back with whatever was left. And somewhere deep inside the prison, something went wrong. The lights flickered. An alarm began to sound. And the machine hesitated. The alarm sound cut through the room like a knife. Red lights flashed on and off. The hum of the machine broke into uneven pulses. The guards froze. The man in the dark suit looked up sharply. What's happening? He asked. No one answered him. Marcus felt the straps still holding his arms and legs, but the helmet stopped moving. It hovered above his head, shaking slightly. For the first time since prison, Marcus felt something new. Hope. The lights flickered harder. One of the machines sparked. A loud crack echoed through the room. Power fault, a guard shouted. System delay. Marcus's heart raced. His mind felt clearer than it had in a long time. The fog pulled back just enough for him to think. The loose wire. He remembered it. When the guards rushed toward the control panel, Marcus twisted his wrist hard. Pain shot through his arm, sharp and real. The strap loosened just a little. He screamed, not from fear, but from effort. With all his strength, Marcus pulled again. The strap snapped. The alarm grew louder. No, the man in the suit shouted. Secure him. Marcus ripped his other arm free and kicked hard. His legs slipped out of the strap. He fell from the chair onto the cold floor. For a second, he couldn't move. Then he stood up. The guards ran toward him. Marcus grabbed the helmet and slammed it into the machine beside him. Sparks flew. The hum stopped completely. Silence filled the room. Every screen went black. The guards froze again. Then something strange happened. From the hallway outside, doors began to open. One by one, inmates stepped out. Slow at first. Confused. Broken. Marcus saw their faces. Empty eyes. Shaking hands. Silent mouths. But they were moving. They were awake. What's going on? One inmate whispered. The man in the suit backed away. This is not possible, he said. They are not ready. Marcus stood tall, even though his legs trembled. You erased us, Marcus said. But you didn't erase everything. The alarms changed tone. Lower. Slower. Emergency lights turned on. The guards looked unsure now. Some stepped back. Others dropped their weapons. One guard whispered, This isn't what I signed up for. Marcus walked into the hallway. The inmates followed him. A line of people who went in human and came out broken, but still breathing, still alive, still human enough to walk. They moved through the prison together, past white rooms, past silent cells, past places no one was supposed to see. Sirens wailed outside. Someone had noticed. Someone had finally heard. As they reached a large metal door, Marcus felt dizzy. His vision blurred. The fog tried to come back. The man in the suit appeared again, blocking the exit. You don't understand, he said calmly. The world needs this place. Marcus shook his head. No, he said. You need it. The man raised a small device in his hand. One button. One press. Marcus knew what it was. A reset. The man smiled. This ends now. Marcus lunged forward. The man pressed the button. The lights went out. The inmates screamed. Marcus felt the world tilt. And then everything stopped. Marcus did not know if his eyes were open or closed. Everything was black. No lights. No hum. No voices. For one calm second, he thought he was dead. Then he felt the floor. Cold. Hard. Real. Marcus breathed in fast and sharp. His chest hurt, but it moved. His heart was beating. "I'm alive," he whispered. A small light flickered somewhere far away. It blinked once, then stayed on. Emergency power. Marcus pushed himself up. His legs shook, but they held him. Around him, shadows moved. People. Inmates. Some were on the ground. Some were sitting against the wall. Some were crying softly like lost children. "They tried to shut us down," a man said in the dark. "They always do." Marcus recognized the voice. "Eric, you're still here," Marcus said. Eric laughed weakly. "Guess they didn't erase us all." More lights came on. Red emergency lights filled the hallway. They were dim, but enough to see. The man in the dark suit was gone. The guards were gone too. Only the inmates remained. For the first time ever, the prison felt empty of power. Marcus felt something strange inside his head. The fog was thinner. The memories still hurt, but they were clearer. He remembered his mother's face. He remembered his name. Marcus Hill. "We can't stay here," Marcus said. "They'll come back." Rachel stepped forward. Her eyes still shook, but her voice was strong. "There's a control room," she said. "I cleaned it once. Before I was moved." Marcus nodded. "Show us." They moved carefully through the prison. Hallways that once felt endless now felt smaller. Weaker. Doors were stuck open. Screens were dead. Machines were silent. They reached a room filled with monitors and cables. The control room. Marcus stared at the panels. He did not know what most of it did, but he saw one screen still on. A live camera feed. Outside the prison. Police cars. Federal vehicles. Men in suits. They were coming. "They know," Eric said. "Someone saw the alarms." Marcus felt relief and fear at the same time. Then another screen turned on by itself. White text appeared. "System reboot in progress." Marcus's stomach dropped. "No," he said. "No, no, no." Rachel hit the screen with her hand. "Stop it." The text changed. "Memory correction will resume." The lights in the hallway flickered again. The hum began to return. Low. Slow. Hungry. Inmates screamed. Some fell to their knees, holding their heads. Marcus felt it too. The pressure. The pull. The erase. He looked around. This was it. If the system came back on, they would all be gone. Not dead. Worse. Marcus grabbed a metal chair and raised it high. "If this place erases people," he said through clenched teeth, "then it shouldn't exist." He slammed the chair into the main control panel. Sparks exploded. The hum screamed. Lights burst overhead. The screen flashed red. Critical failure. The prison shook. Walls cracked. Alarms screamed louder than ever before. Marcus fell to the floor as the ground trembled beneath him. Somewhere deep inside the prison, something broke forever. And as the ceiling began to crack above them, Marcus realized one terrifying truth. To escape this prison, they might have to destroy it. The prison shook like it was angry. Dust fell from the ceiling. Cracks ran along the walls like lightning. The sound was deep and loud, as if the building itself was crying out. "Move!" Marcus shouted. The inmates scrambled to their feet. Some ran. Some crawled. Some froze in fear. A loud crash echoed from somewhere far away. A wall collapsed. Marcus grabbed Eric's arm and pulled him forward. "Stay with me," he said. "Don't stop." The emergency lights flickered faster now. Red. Dark. Red. Dark. The hum tried to come back, but it sounded broken. Like a dying machine. They reached a long hallway that sloped upward. "This leads outside," Rachel said, gasping. "I think." Before they could move again, a deep voice filled the prison. It came from everywhere at once. "You cannot leave." The inmates screamed. Marcus felt his head pound. The fog rushed back, thick and heavy. The voice spoke again, calm and cold. "You were corrected. You were improved. You belong here." "No," Marcus shouted. "We belong to ourselves." He stumbled forward, forcing his legs to move. Doors slammed shut around them. Metal barriers dropped from the ceiling, blocking the hallway. They were trapped. Suddenly, lights turned bright white again. Too bright. The white rooms were coming back online. Inmates fell to the floor, clutching their heads. "I can't think," Eric cried. It's taking me again. Marcus felt it too. Memories slipping. Names fading. He saw his mother's face start to blur. No! Marcus screamed. He grabbed the nearest emergency lever on the wall. He did not know what it did. He pulled it down with all his strength. A loud blast shook the prison. The white lights exploded. Darkness rushed back in. The voice screamed, not calm anymore, but angry. Stop! The floor cracked beneath Marcus's feet. He fell hard. The ground split open, revealing fire and broken machines below. The prison was collapsing from the inside. Marcus looked up and saw a metal door at the end of the hallway. An exit. But between them and the door, the floor continued to break apart. Rachel screamed as the ground opened near her. Eric slipped and almost fell into the darkness below. Marcus ran. He jumped across a widening crack in the floor. Pain shot through his leg, but he landed. He reached back for Eric. Jump! Marcus yelled. Eric took one step. The prison let out one final, violent roar. The floor beneath Eric gave way. Marcus grabbed his arm just in time. Eric hung there, screaming, his legs kicking over the endless drop. Marcus's grip slipped. His hands were weak. And below them, the broken prison began to fall apart completely.